Iteron USA, a global leader in the GPS tracking solutions, has a newly launched concept of GPS management by CBE, Critical Business Events. CBE is the new era of GPS tracking systems and will transform the buy here, pay here industry from using a reactive solution to a more proactive solution.
This is Automotive Industry News.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Automotive Industry News. This edition takes a look at some of the newest high-performance cars, including Volkswagen's electric contender for a record in the upcoming race at Pikes Peak, and a couple of racing legends get a hot test drive in Jaguar's new XE Project 8. But first, how do you know if your advertising and marketing campaigns are working? Ask Crazy Ivan. That's the advice of NADA Dealer 20 Group's moderator consultant Justin Osborne. In his latest installment of his Retail Ready series in the June issue of Used Car Dealer magazine, Osborne explains several proven methods, including one dubbed the Crazy Ivan, that can help dealers measure the effectiveness of their marketing efforts. You can hear more strategies, tips, and techniques from Justin at his retail sales training workshop coming up July 18th in Sarasota, Florida. For more information, visit www.nadaRetailTraining.com and make sure you visit the all-new online edition of the Used Car Dealer magazine at www.usedcardealermagazine.com, featuring an easier-to-use flipbook and exclusive online content. More in a moment.
We are expecting.
Right, we are expecting to see you at Iteron booth at the upcoming NADA show, booth 1710. See you then!
The annual Race to the Top of Colorado's Pikes Peak is one of the world's most famous and demanding events in all of motorsports. Though the course is less than 13 miles long, it is a treacherously winding road with 156 turns, and it's all steeply uphill, finishing at the mountain's 14,110-foot summit. For this year's Pikes Peak International Hill Climb, Volkswagen is going all out in an effort to set the course record for an electric car, currently held by a Latvian-built Drive EOPP 100 at 8 minutes 57 seconds, and maybe even challenge the overall record at 8:13.88. VW has poured its considerable resources into the development of the IDR Pikes Peak in an all-electric racer designed specifically for the so-called race to the clouds. Here's more.
Volkswagen's first fully electric racing car will challenge the record for electric vehicles at the legendary Pikes Peak race in Colorado. The track includes 156 turns, which makes aerodynamics very important indeed. We're dealing with an average speed of more than 140 kilometers per hour, so aerodynamics play a very important role. The extremely twisty track in the Rocky Mountains is only 20 kilometers long. However, it climbs to an altitude of 4,300 meters. The key factor for the best aerodynamic performance is downforce. The higher the downforce, the higher the speed in corners. The air is extremely thin. That's why the wings are very large to create sufficient contact pressure. Of course, you also have crosswinds and things like that, and they must not have a strong effect on aerodynamics. Typically, all of the small changes add up to a big change in the end. The car was developed under extreme deadline pressure. First, the engineers tested a model at a scale of 1 to 2. Thanks to modern 3D printers, components can be exchanged more easily this way. We printed almost 2,000 pieces for this project, and that really is a big effort. Model making comes to an end in Porsche's wind tunnel. Here, the original ID Pikes Peak receives the final aerodynamic touches. The car is very big. At 50% size, it held together fine. At its real size, we have to adapt the materials a little to keep movement to a minimum. In combination, the two electric motors put out 500 kilowatts or 680 horsepower, accelerating the car from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.25 seconds. That's faster than a Formula One car, thanks to its sophisticated aerodynamics, which have but one goal: keeping the car on the road. Up to now, the fastest fully electric vehicle took 8 minutes and 57 seconds to reach the summit. On June 24th, the IDR Pikes Peak and its driver, Romain Dumas, will challenge this record.
Enthusiasts of fast cars have been salivating in anticipation of the Jaguar XC Project 8, billed as the most powerful street-legal vehicle in the British manufacturer's storied history. It has already proven to be the world's fastest four-door production sedan, having raced around the famed Nürburgring track in a blazing 721.23. The wait is just about over for the lucky few who can afford the nearly $200,000 price tag for one of the 300 cars scheduled to be built beginning this month. But before the public gets its hands on the Project 8, Jaguar puts its pride and joy in more capable hands, those of champion race drivers Andy Wallace and Davy Jones.
We're at Goodwood with Project 8. We've been working on this car for the last 18 months, honing it into the track-ready 600 PS all-wheel drive weapon. The keys are in it. Go and have as much fun as you can.
XC Project 8. Has loads of grip. Oh my goodness.
It's very well balanced from where I'm sat.
Feel the acceleration, the torque.
Feels absolutely planted. It also rides the undulations very, very well.
The braking is just fantastic. The feel that you get in the brake pedal, the feedback. Wow. Yeehaw. That was marvelous. Well, I must say that it's my first drive into Project 8, and it is everything that SVO has been talking about. It's a really agile car. It's beautiful to drive.
Right, you ready?
Yep. Ready when...
That sounds fantastic, doesn't it, when you pull it away? It's not short of horsepower.
600 horsepower, I mean, it just accelerates, it goes. When you upshift through the gears, you feel how quick and responsive that is?
It does, it responds when you want it.
And it feels like a true manual. Boom.
I'll tell you what, that's an amazing car. When you think this is road legal, most road legal cars on the track are a massive disappointment, but this is really something. That truly is amazing, absolutely incredible.
Automotive industry news, we'll be right back.
We are expecting.
Right, we are expecting to see you at Ituran booth at the upcoming NAADA show, booth 1710. See you then!
Supercars are usually made for one thing: speed on the road and track. But a Taiwanese company called Qing Mobility has put a twist on that formula. Qing Mobility says its oddly named Miss R aims to become the first electric supercar with both on-road and off-road capabilities. The vehicle is not yet ready for production, but Qing has released several videos of Miss R's road and off-road tests.
This whole thing started 45 years ago when I drew a car on my grandfather's living room wall. That's when I realized that how cool and how beautiful cars are. And I got infatuated with cars, and it's always been my dream to create and to build my own supercar.
Miss R represents the paradigm shift of EVs surpassing traditional combustion engine cars in both performance and capability. The core idea behind the prototype is to achieve game-changing performance levels and driving experiences that are otherwise impossible to achieve in gasoline-powered vehicles. It features a battery pack capable of outputting 1 megawatt, which is equivalent to 1,341 horsepower. And 4 wheels are driven by 4 independent motors, therefore making the car accelerate and handle incredibly. Miss R is the world's first rally-inspired electric supercar. It has the capability to go from the track to the road and off-road.
Completing the first off-road test was a big milestone and validation of kind of our basic engineering concepts as far as having push rod suspension on an off-road car, which is very unusual. We still have a lot of work to do, but we also saw that damper performance was quite good, that our basic power distribution was very balanced and handled well, but also we got the beginning of our durability testing with some of the bumps and dust and everything that we saw in the off-road test. And all the tests was quite successful and gave us the data we need to drive forward with the design.
Thanks for watching Automotive Industry News. I'm Amy Cook.